Hey guys, Manic Ado back once again, this time with a Total War Warhammer review. So yeah, I've been playing this game over the last few days. But Total War Warhammer was developed by Creative Assembly and published by SEGA. The game was released for Steam on Tuesday 24th of May 2016 for the price of £39.99 or $59.99. A press review copy was provided for the hidden levels, but this in no way changes our reviews, opinions, it's all WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. Well, actually, it's what you hear. But boom, let's get on with it. Coming into this game, I had no idea about Warhammer, and the last Total War game I played was back in 2004, which is quite a long time. That was a Total War Rome. Long before I even had a review and mindset. Oh, wee little boy. But this review will be from a more novice perspective, as I only had 4 days to do everything before game launch. I dedicated 3 days to playing the game and the 4th to writing a review and video editing. I played Total War Warhammer for about 29 hours, playing most of the campaign as Empire, as Karl Franz, and almost getting victory on easy difficulty before I had to peel myself away from the game reluctantly. I spent the other remaining hours checking out the offline modes, but unfortunately didn't have time to test out the multiplayer, so the multiplayer aspect is not being covered in this review. Total War Warhammer is a fantasy RTS 4X turn-based tactical game in which you control one of 4 factions in campaign, ranging from the Empire, Dwarfs, Greenskins, Vampire Counts, in a bid to take over the lands and gain control of the world. The game is completely set in the Warhammer fantasy world and has a very engrossing campaign mode as well as several side modes such as quick battles and quest battles. So this is what I liked about the game. The first thing I loved about the game is factions. There are 4 factions, well 5 if you include the DLC Chaos Warriors, in which you play as. You have the choice between 8 playable characters ranging from Karl Franz to Manfred von Carstein. After your choice of lord, you then hire lesser lords and use those to control the battles. I really loved the whole world and the mixture of factions all spread around. The diplomacy in game is very fun too. The size of this world is absolutely enormous and can easily see you spending hours in scouring the world, attacking the dwarves to the east and goblins to the south. And there's just an abundance of achievements as well. In total there's a whopping 143 achievements. Some of the achievements are pretty difficult, for instance, win a campaign battle in which you're outnumbered 10 to 1, to then the more easier level up base to have one level 10 hero. So there's quite a range of achievements there, which is... The epic scale of the battles, zooming into the ongoing battles is really fun. You can get to see all the action ongoing and it's really impressive. The one part of this game I really loved was castle sieges, where you get to place archers on the wall and then zoom in and watch them fire down on the attackers. Attacking castles is also just as fun, as you get to hire siege towers and battering rams and watch them slowly approach the castle with nothing being able to stop them. Detailed tutorial. Right from the get-go, the game offers you great advice on the style characters. If that's not enough, then there's also extensive help by pressing F1, which opens a really big game guide which takes you through the changes and a lot more. The also other amazing thing about this game is mod support. Luckily the game supports user modifications, which will really help somewhat with the life of the game and to bring much more spice. At the time of writing this review, there are already several really good player modifications, including Conquer Anywhere, which allows you to take over any faction settlements. Normally you're limited to taking control of only your own settlements. Of course, quick battles. I found this option really helpful for if you wanted to skip all diplomacy and set up quick custom battles on a battlefield between certain people. You can have up to 4v4. This game does start to get a little messy though with so many troops on screen. And now here's what I disliked. And the first thing which popped straight to my mind was leaders' portraits. If you take a look around the world, you suddenly realise a lot of the people in the same factions all look really similar. It would have been much better to have some customisations on the leaders visually to really give more depth to the characters in game. The Day 1 DLC Chaos Warriors. I feel that Day 1 DLC should have been part of the main game anyway. It seems like a real cheap way to squeeze extra money from the consumers, especially when you see them appear in the campaign without the DLC. There's an epic cutscene with them arriving. You start hearing about their movements to the north with them raising villages and settlements. You question what's happening and can they really be that strong? When they do reach you, however, you then realise it's serious. They are badass. Their troops and presence enough to scare anybody on the field, and everybody suddenly becomes best friends to take down the chaos. Only the toughest of people survive. I just feel with them having in the base game, it would have felt much more like a complete package. There are also Chaos Warriors achievements in the original list anyway. Now, with that said, there's probably going to be no DLC. There's kind of nodes to the north that seem very aggressive with everyone and waging war with everything they see. I imagine they'd be added later as DLC, or they just don't let you choose them because it's where the Chaos Warriors spawn and you probably get obliterated by them very quickly. Also, when you raise settlements, you have the option to buy them with coins. At least it says coins, but when you actually go to build the settlement, it takes treasure away instead of coins. That left me really confused. Lack of scenarios. The first scenarios on the game are good and last long, however I wish there was more of a custom scenario choice where you get to choose where you spawn, or which faction you can use. The game really limits you to who you can be and what you can choose. More freedom and customization would have been perfect. I would also love to be able to create a custom character in a faction. This would give the game even more content and added that extra replayability. Frustration. There was one point in the game where I spent time in the overworld trying to chase enemies around. I spent all that time saving for an epic tank army, and then everyone would run away from me, and as soon as I turned back they would also go back to their original place, frustrating me. It seems like they know always the perfect place to stand to stop you from ever catching them in a mistake, unless they're vampires of course. They're dull enough to stand in your way. Camera angles. In the game there are two camera angles, with one being a top-down bird's eye view called the strategic view, and the other view just being a normal view where you can zoom right up close to the troops and have a little height to it. I wish the camera would have had more angle approach to the battlefield because I find myself on the tactical camera which is not close enough, and the normal camera does not tilt to the correct angle. Overall, I really enjoyed Total War Warhammer. My only qualms really is about lack of customization and choices. I would have loved to have more control who I played as and where I spawned. I really disliked the fact that Chaos Warriors was added as Day 1 DLC as well. I would really recommend this game to most people though, as it's a thrilling game with epic battles and much strategy involved. The game also has made me interested in the whole Warhammer series, and I'll definitely spend some time reading up and researching about Warhammer. Although there's an abundance of negative points on this review, I feel the game is definitely a pick up. Seeing huge medieval battles really is my fantasy. And that's all guys, thanks for watching. As always, like, comment and subscribe for more. And I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.